I know, I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but we have another stunning product from Merlin. This really is. This might be the only leather jacket you need for all seasons, all weather conditions. This is new for spring summer 2021, the Gable jacket from Merlin. It comes in at £399. It is a AAA level CE approved garment that comes with a full set of level 1 CE approved armour from D3O. It also has a full body removable 125 gram thermal inner body warmer as well for those colder days. And it also features a laminated waterproof and breathable membrane. All of that means that this is a jacket that can take on any conditions, any weather, any riding. Arguably the only thing it's not capable of is those extremely hot summer days. This is not a vented jacket, but this does have so much spec on offer. It's really very impressive at the price point it comes in at. In the general motorcycle leather clothing world, there aren't too many waterproof leathers. It's quite difficult to waterproof a leather jacket for one, and doing so usually is done by virtue of a drop liner, which is essentially that kind of bin bag waterproof fabric that just sits underneath that leather outer. This can be adding obviously weight and adding depth and complexity to the feel of the jacket, but it also means it's just a kind of cruder way of doing it. That outer leather can still saturate because there's nothing waterproof in and of the leather itself. As with leather, after a while it starts to saturate and absorb the water. And when it's not a hot day, or even on a hot day, this can actually make you very cold when you're riding along if that jacket starts to saturate. So you might be dry, but you've got this wet flannel essentially on your body, making you very cool, and that can be very unpleasant. And that's not really optimum. So that's why people generally go for textiles. They go for fabrics that are a bit more easily made to be waterproof. And the best way you can do waterproofing is by laminating a membrane, taping it to those seams underneath. So what you have is something that's bonded immediately to the underside of the leather, which means that the water just beads and runs off rather than being able to penetrate the fabric. It's also slicker, it's less weighty, but it's a far more involved process. So the fact that we have a laminated waterproof jacket, for one, that is a 1.3 to 1.4 mil thick cowhide leather, and it comes in with AAA levels of CE approval. At the kind of price we're at, we're under £400 still, and that's perfectly reasonable for any leather jacket, let alone one with all this spec on. It's really staggering. The styling of it is pretty neutral. So as you can see, you've got a few kind of accents like the 3/4 zip on the left chest area. You'll note also the zips are YKK AquaGuard zips, so they're waterproof zips in themselves as well. And the tops have got nice details, keeping the one weak spots on these AquaGuard zips protected and shielded from any water getting in as well. So this is a very well thought through garment, and we'd expect nothing less from Merlin of late. They have been smashing it garment after garment, and we're really pleased to show you something else that really pushes the boundaries of what we're offering through our collections. You have comfort features like this nice padded section around the top of the collar and also on the cuffs as well. A couple of different adjustment options as you would expect on the cuffs to taper it in if you want to, as is the case with the double belt loops either side on the waist. Branding is really understated and subtle. Merlin have really worked on this, and you really only get it in this lower section on the back with this slightly sort of raised profile logo with the Phoenix Merlin logo there. And that's really it when it comes to the branding. It's really neutral and subtle. You've got a very matte finish to this leather, which I really like as well, rather than a kind of shiny alternative that you sometimes see. You've got articulation points to the shoulder 3/4 sections, so it's nice and easy to get into position on the bike. Pre-curved sleeves for an ergonomic fit. The sizing itself is true to our size guide, so this is really important. We take every garment that comes in and we measure it against all our data points. We then try it on and we basically disregard what the manufacturers say most of the time because it doesn't always correlate. That is definitely the case with the Merlin one that we have here. So we find this fits a little bit smaller than the last jacket from Merlin we reviewed one video back, for example. So this one, I am a 41-inch chest. I'm just under a 41-inch chest if you want to be really exact. And here I'm in the 42, and this fits me really nicely. So we're saying that the 42 here fits a 41 and a 42-inch chest. But if you're above a 42, you're going to need to go up a size. So it's really important to check that size guide out. You can always email us with more questions, but that's it really. It's not too complicated, but do always go over to urbanrider.co.uk and look at those before you make a purchase. Make sure you get it right first time. So the detailing is, again, pretty straight, pretty neutral. You don't have too much by the way of kind of quilted vintage sections, but you have just a few nice double stitch patterns to it. Just also extra layers of this 1.3, 1.4 mil thick leather, making it super abrasion resistant on the impact zones, such as on the shoulders and on the elbows. You've also got the slightly concealed waist pocket access zips as well. You have this little flap underneath. There's no need for a storm flap like we get with standard jackets because this is an AquaGuard zip on the outside. So again, that makes it sleeker, it makes it sit nicer, so you don't get the kind of bunching that you often get with multiple layers of fabric folded back on themselves. There's little details like that that really do elevate this. And when it stacks up against the rest of the competition, you've got the Helston's range, which is all waterproofed, and you've got things like the John Doe XTM technical jacket. This one comes in at a similar price point, but it frankly offers more by way of CE approval ratings and features. They're both very good though. Do check that one out as well if you're interested. This one has a removable inner body liner, as I said, so that extends all the way down the sleeves, making it really warm on a colder day. Take it out, and that's going to do a really good job of lightening this jacket up, making it perfectly usable in spring and into the sort of standard parts of British summer. We're not talking full-on heat wave. That's something that's going to need a mesh jacket alternative for those really hot, sunny days. You've got a sports liner to help wick away the moisture. You've got a Velcro accessed Napoleon pocket just on the inside of that left chest area. So really, in all, a jacket that is very capable of absolutely everything. When it comes to AAA CE approved jackets, this is the highest rating you can possibly get. So this is race suits and the like. To have it in something designed for the urban rider that is very much soft enough to wear off the bike. It's not kind of all-day comfort because this 1.3, 1.4 mil thick leather is going to have to be a relatively cold day if you want to wear this off the bike, but it is very nice and soft in terms of the way it feels in spite of that relative thickness of the leather. But this is a jacket that you can just hop on any time, any place, any kind of weather, and you're going to be fine without needing to worry about rain jackets, without needing to worry about adding mid layers underneath. A very accomplished garment, finished very nicely. So we love it, but we'd love to know what you guys think more than anything. Leave your thoughts, comments and feedback in the section below, and of course stay tuned for more video reviews of the world's finest riding gear. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.